Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Sharice and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
We are live and we are recording, and Sharice is going to tell you guys hello today while I go get some water.
Hey, how is everyone?
Good.
Welcome to the Together podcast with Natalie E. and Sharice B. And this morning, we are talking about what is holding you back. Wow. I think we always talk about this topic in different ways. But today we're going to specifically tap into, what specifically is holding you back. And I think bringing some awareness to things that you may not be consciously aware of that could be holding you back. So I'm excited about this topic. As always, I'm always excited for the Together podcast. From its baby of a conversation to its fruition, we are in year 2. Yeah, we are in year 2. And it's like, whoa, where did the time go?
Right? April is our anniversary. Like, oh my God, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I almost want to go back and check the records to make sure I'm correct, but no, it is 2025 and we started in 2023. Thank you for having this brilliant idea and bringing it to fruition.
Yes.
And I think that is what's holding people back, is just not starting because they're trying to get it perfect.
Yeah.
And so if y'all have watched Sharice and I, y'all know we are stumbling and falling forward.
Yeah.
But as we stumble and fall forward, we got 2 years worth of content.
Yeah.
Of just us talking all kind of clips.
Good
right?
stuff.
I was just talking to somebody about creating a sizzle reel, and I was like, man, I don't think I have any content for a sizzle reel. Yes, I do.
Oh, yes, you do.
I do. And so I just need to get that to the video guy, because we do have 2 years worth of content. And so you got to start somewhere, and it's okay to start wherever you are, however modest you are. I was watching Gary V the other day, and random. It was so random. But Gary V, he says, if y'all listen to him long enough, he'll say, if y'all go back and watch a couple of my first videos, y'all can see how terrible they started at the beginning. And so I did. And he was like, y'all, those first videos got like 11 views. He was like, that was all my friends and family. And look at him now. And you can see, it's so funny, because of about the third video, he says, all right, fans, I hear what y'all saying. I got to get something in my background. And so the next episode, he has something in their background, and you're going to always be improving. So, so that's where we are. All right. So the topic again is what's holding you back. And so, Sharice, I want you to tell me, just from what you see of your people, what's holding them back? The top 3 things.
Okay, so for me, I will start with what other people think. Yeah, what other people think. And then I have some little tiers under that, right?
Okay.
So what people think, belief.
Ooh. Oh, she left. And I need to know if that's belief in yourself or belief in somebody else, or belief that it can be done. Man, it was her internet, because I saw it freeze before she left. All right. So she was saying belief was number 1, I think.
Please pardon me. I did not realize that my computer says it's charging, and it just blanked out on me. So, okay.
You know what?
Remind me what I was saying. I was on unbelief.
All right. Unbelief is number 1.
And I got my headphones. What other people think, number 1. Number 2, unbelief. And number 3 is clarity.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, when you dropped off, you were talking about unbelief, and that's where I was like, wait, what? Okay, so unbelief in yourself, unbelief in your process, unbelief in what do you think they have unbelief in?
Well, I think unbelief just overall, it's an undertone for them. I think that unbelief is just it's a belief that you don't have in your overall vision and self, and that's personal and business. So if we want to stick with business, that's fine. But I think it starts with personal
Yeah.
because then we go deep, Natalie. Then we go into unworthiness and all kind of stuff. But that's why I had to say unbelief because that is what I believe. I do believe it's honestly the number one thing that holds people back.
Wow. All right. I'm going to jump on your number 3, clarity, and that's going to be my number 1.
Okay,
People, when I talk to people, they are not clear.
they're
They are
not
not
clear.
at all. And
Yeah,
so,
people who should be clear.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
say that people who should be
Hmm.
clear. And so it is. So like when I get on calls, okay, tell me what you want for the next 30 years. I
Hmm.
don't know. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Well, you got to know so I can at least get you going in the right direction. I need to at
Hmm.
least need to for us to start a trip together, a journey
Hmm.
together. I need to at least know whether we going north, south, east, or west.
Yeah.
If you want to end up in California, then I don't need us starting. I don't need to put us on 75 South.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so, for
Sure.
those of y'all who don't live in Atlanta, that's the road that'll
Right.
take you straight into Florida. And
Hmm.
so, I really want to encourage people to sit down and get clear. Please get
Hmm.
clear on what you need to do and what you want. Okay, let's talk about the levels of clarity.
Yeah,
Clarity first.
this might be a clarity conversation if you want it to be, because I think it deserves the space and the
It does
time.
deserve the space.
And I'm
And
cool with that because it's
yeah,
so heavy. It's so
yeah,
heavy.
yeah, yeah. And really I just took your word and stole it.
Mhm. It's
So
okay.
we're gonna
Hey,
break this thing all the down.
we
All
share
right.
everything.
So one, I need y'all to get clear on what you want your future to look like. I need you to plan that thing out for the next
Mhm.
10, 20, 30, 40 years. Because I really
Mhm.
want you thinking about it across the lifespan.
Mhm.
Because y'all keep
Mhm.
I keep having these conversations and everybody's trying to do right now, everything right now today.
Mhm.
Okay. So please get clear on that. Go, Sharice.
And why? Why is everyone so concerned about today? And I think it's because they're in desperation mode.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Well, I can't
Mhm.
think past today because I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. And I don't know, especially because here we are dealing with our new, presidential situation and the economy looking scary and crazy. But now let's be clear about, okay, so what is my plan? Okay, so yes, we need a long-term plan. But if you're in desperation right now, right,
Mhm.
there's no way that you think
Mhm.
about next week,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know what I mean? Or the
Mhm.
next month or two or
Mhm.
whatever. So clarity for me, and I've been there. Like I know what it's like to not understand, like, am I going to be able to pay this rent?
Right.
Am I going to be able to survive tomorrow? How am I going to make sure that these people get paid? That these
Yep.
lights stay
Yep.
on. I understand desperation, but we all do. We all do. But if you are a person who is in that space of desperation, because trust me, there are many different spaces of desperation. We got people who are in livelihood and life desperation, people
Mhm.
who have got diagnoses,
Oh,
that will change their lives.
right.
So, and their money, right?
Yeah.
So, we're going to stick with money and business, right? So, if you are in desperation mode right now, Natalie, what would you say that a person needs to be absolutely clear on right now, today, in desperation mode? And one more thing I want to say,
Yeah.
we have some people who have been living some really amazing, comfortable luxury lifestyles who have transitioned into a desperation stage. And that is possibly
Mhm.
why a person is held back right now because they just don't
Mhm.
know how to think in that space,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So if a person is in desperation mode, no matter who they are, where they came from, what would be your best piece of advice right now today?
Okay, I'm gonna say if you're in financial desperation, do what's closest to the money. So yes, you are not in a place where you can dream forward right now. Let's just
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge that it's too big of a
Mm-hmm.
jump. You can't make it. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna cause you distress because
Yes.
it's thinking about, let me put it in terms of health. Like
Mm-hmm.
if somebody just shot you in your pinky toe and I'm asking you
Mm-hmm.
to think of your overall wellness and do you run in the marathon in 2 years, that's not gonna work.
Exactly.
That's not gonna work.
Exactly.
So let's
Mm-hmm.
let's stop the bleeding. Let's concentrate on that current pain. That
Mm-hmm.
might mean you need to go get a job for 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And just
Mm-hmm.
just so you can stop the bleeding and breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then as
Yeah.
soon as you get everything stable, because you guys, y'all have time. You have time. And so even though it feels like you're running out of time and I'm late and Kylie Jenner
Mm-hmm.
made $1 million when she was 21 and now I'm 41,
Mm-hmm.
I'm 20 years
Mm-hmm.
behind. Like
Mm-hmm.
stop
Mm-hmm.
that. That's your
Mm-hmm.
anxiety running wild. Say,
Mm-hmm.
I have
Mm-hmm.
plenty enough time.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Kay Ash, J.C. Penney, and some other people. They didn't KFC. They didn't start
Mm-hmm.
they didn't start their millions until after they retired in their
Absolutely.
60s. So
Absolutely.
there's time. You can,
Mm-hmm.
Sharice, you've had a $30,000 day. There
Mm-hmm.
is time. It can
Absolutely.
all be
And
done
desperation. I want to be
in
clear, and I want to
desperation.
speak to that
Right.
in a few.
So do what's closest to the money. Let's just stop
Mm-hmm.
the bleeding.
Yeah.
Once you get past that, now you can go sit down and think and breathe and get a plan together. But
Yeah.
stop the bleeding first. It's okay to stop
Yeah.
the bleeding. And y'all
Mm-hmm.
listen, I want to get real with y'all for a second. Sometimes you can't listen to everybody when you just need to stop the bleeding. So
Yeah.
it might not be the time to listen to every single manifestation podcast out there right now. Just know your spirit and where you are. There are going to be
Mm-hmm.
times when you need to stop everybody talking. Let me just
Mm-hmm.
get this done. Now I can go
Mm-hmm.
back and listen to all of the different voices. There are times when you won't be
Mm-hmm.
able to hear everybody's voice and it's just going to distress you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Mm-hmm.
just want to give
Mm-hmm.
you permission to
Mm-hmm.
unplug, to handle what you need to handle, and then plug back
Yeah.
in when you're ready. And so
Yeah.
do what you need to do. And so Sharice has been in business for years. I've been in business for years, and it ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so be okay doing what you need to do. So,
Mm-hmm.
but once you get out of desperation, once you get to a point where like, oh, okay, I can breathe again. The creditors
Mm-hmm.
are not calling me every 2 seconds on my phone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
breathe and I can think. Then I want you to
Mm-hmm.
go away. It ain't like it I'm not asking you
Mm-hmm.
to like go to Maui.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you
Mm-hmm.
to either go sit in
Mm-hmm.
Panera for four
Mm-hmm.
hours,
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 hours minimum, get quiet at your dinner table where maybe nobody else is in the house. Then I want you to get clear about what you want your future to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Like get
Mm-hmm.
clear on the long range goal, and so we can at least know what direction. And
Mm-hmm.
then I would really like for you to get clear on what pathway you're going to take to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
the pathway actually is going to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to change. But if you can at least get clear on a pathway, it's easier for you to start taking steps.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you come across something that says, okay, you need to shift, you can shift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what I see is people like, well, now I don't know which way to go. Just start. So sit
Mm-hmm.
down and plan out a plan for yourself, even if the plan is going to change.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
sit down and you make a plan, so I want you to go from like the big 30-year plan to like a 10-year plan to a 5-year plan to what you want to get accomplished this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd
Mm-hmm.
really like you to come up with what you're going to do for the next 13 weeks. Like I want you to
Mm-hmm.
break that thing all the way down. Step one, send an email.
Yeah.
Step two, respond to the email. Step
Yeah.
three,
Mm-hmm.
get this SOP made for this person so that they can run and do this. And when
Yeah.
you do that, you will feel yourself making forward progress and forward
Yeah.
momentum. And
Yeah.
it might be contact one person to network with. Simply
Mm-hmm.
have lunch with
Mm-hmm.
somebody. But if you
Mm-hmm.
put on your plan, okay, now in this year, I need to network. I need to network with 12 different people, one per month. Okay, now you got a
Mm-hmm.
plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now you have something to move forward on. And so I think that's the biggest thing I see is people aren't clear on what they want, and making sure what you want is lining up with what you say you want. Let me try to be more clear on that. Okay. I'll have people, and when they like maybe say that first or second coaching session, we'll talk about, okay, what you want. Okay, this is what you want. Okay, none of your actions are going toward that. Like that looks like you're trying to do this over here. Okay. All right. Let's bring it back and get clear on what you want, and make sure that what you want is going to get you what you're doing is going to get you what you want. And so being clear on that and sitting down. And y'all, there are people out there. Sharisa had a conversation with you. I'll have the conversation with you. I just had a conversation with with a girl. The first conversation, we got so clear on what she needed to be doing. She was just like, okay, I'm going to hire you, but you just gave me enough information for my next 6 months. So as soon as I do all of these things, I'll come back to you. Okay. And the only thing we did is get real clear on what you want to do. That's all we did in that first call is get real clear. Because I can't help you get nowhere if I don't know where you're trying to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right,
and have executors in your corner. You have to know who you are. Are you an executor? And are you the planner? Are you the idealist?
Right.
Like you have to know who you are and what season you're in to be what. I have had to, because I understand the pain that people are in and the stuckness that people are in when they get to that desperation stage. I've literally put plans together for people. I've written ebooks for people. I have put literally a year plan together for people, a 30-day plan, because if it comes to me, I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna put it together. And what we say, put that bad boy in AI. Hey, I just wrote you an ebook. I just wrote you a plan. Go look at that plan. And guess what that does for people? It wakes them up and motivates them, and it gives them clarity in their own vision. Right? And first of all, I know we got some egos out here who say, I'm not giving nobody all that. Girl, give them what you got. If you trust God, if you trust that you are taken care of and you are covered, give the people what you got, because you are taken care of and covered, right?
Yes.
And don't be handling your business too. But if something comes to you for somebody else, I know I did it for you before. And it was something that was completely on point. But vice versa. Why would we be a team? Why would we be in each other's life if things aren't going to come to you for your people? Right? So when that happens, don't be selfish. Don't be a hoarder. If God is giving you information for somebody else, that's a gift.
Right.
And don't be selfish as in it's for me. No, sometimes it is not for you. If you are not in that space right now, give it away.
Yeah. Let me tell you. I want to say so much. So, I want to jump on a pulpit and preach that right there. I want to preach that. So I'm going to say 2 seconds on that, then I'm going to jump off of that. This is what I want to say. If you are a person who is a visionary, you just get business ideas. You just do. All of them are not for you. So make sure that you're saying them out loud to other people. It's not, stop being scared that somebody going to steal your idea. Let them take that thing and run with it. If they have the power to implement it, let them people implement it. And you implement whatever you're supposed to do. Now, let me tell you this. If you was busy implementing everything that God had told you to implement, you wouldn't be worried about them stealing one of your ideas to implement. You wouldn't be. Because I'm telling you, your visionaries, I know, because I know how many business ideas come through me.
Exactly.
Now, so I know how many come through the rest of y'all. Now, let me tell y'all how this worked. For Sharice.
Yes.
I was sitting in Sharice's chair. We were having a conversation. I can't remember what we talked about, but Sharice said, girl, we going to come together so we can get it together. And I was like, oh, girl, you just did something to my spirit. Okay, I'm gonna take them words. I'm gonna take them words from you.
Yes,
All
yes,
right. Did my first Together conference. I can't even remember
yes.
when I did it because I got those
It
words
was
from
during the
Sharice.
pandemic. Yeah.
Right. So I did my
Hmm.
first Together conference where we come together to get it together. Full circle moment. Now Sharice is asking me to go to lunch. Hey girl, I think we should do a podcast together. What we gonna call it? Together. And so now her willingness to let an idea go, I don't think y'all understanding me or hearing me.
Yes,
Her
exactly,
willingness
girl. Yes,
to let
yes.
an idea fly out her mouth and be used by somebody else has not circled back and benefited her life. And so be okay with the information getting out there. We are no longer, we are in the age of information. We are in the age of information. You can get information about everything that you want. ChatGPT can give you 20 business ideas right now. You
Hmm.
can, if y'all haven't done this, y'all should do this. It's real fun. Upload your resume to ChatGPT and ask it to give you 20 business ideas solely based on your resume. If y'all haven't done that,
Hmm.
it's just a fun thing to watch and see.
Yeah.
And so I want you guys I want you to have hands that are open. So hands that if something is laid in, it can easily flow out to somebody else who
Hmm.
needs it, and hands that are open to receive whatever's coming to you.
Yeah.
I,
And
I,
it should
I
feel
just
good.
it
It
did
should
it
feel
should
good.
right, because when you are flowing, when it is flowing, it does feel good. Like, oh my
Yes,
God, it feels so good when it's just
yes, yes,
flowing
yes,
and the
yes, yes.
energy of it all. And
Yeah,
so, yeah. So I
yeah,
think
yeah.
so go back to the main thing of what's stopping people. I think it's that fear that somebody's gonna get my idea, take it and run with it. Let them take it and
Hmm.
run with it. You don't know
Yep.
how that's
Hmm.
gonna come back and bless your life. You
Yeah,
just don't know how that's gonna come back
yeah,
and bless your life.
yeah,
So
yeah,
get out there and
yeah,
put it out there. Now,
yeah.
let me give you the other side of that coin. If there's something specific that you need to go ahead and get trademarked, go ahead and get it trademarked. Like
Yeah.
I want you to be open but not ignorant. Does that make
Hmm.
sense? Like
Hmm.
if so,
Hmm.
and so if there's a special thing that you have developed and you want to really get it trademarked before you put it
Hmm.
out there, then let's go ahead and get it trademarked. I think you
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
trademark something yourself for like $300 to $500, and if you get a lawyer, it's probably like $3,000. But
Hmm.
let's go ahead and get that trademark so then you can open it up and start talking about it and dealing with it. If it's a brand
Yeah.
new invention that you're
Hmm.
really concerned about it, I'm with you. I done seen all of the movies too. These corporations will steal your
Hmm.
invention in a minute. So let's go
It
ahead and get
will.
that patented. And
Yeah.
so I do think there are definitely some things that if you have already executed on, I think that's the thing. If you've
Hmm.
already
Hmm.
executed on,
Yeah.
then let that thing do what it do.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
But if it's just an idea running through your head and you're scared that somebody's gonna take your idea, let the people take it. Let them take it and see
Hmm.
if they can
Hmm.
execute. I mean,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
many
And
people
don't.
are right? I would say I would say between 1% and 10%. I believe the universe is giving people thousands of ideas. I believe the universe is
Hmm.
constantly pouring out ideas because people who can actually implement is far and in between.
Hmm.
I think the
Oh yeah.
universe is
Hmm.
giving, let's say put a number on it, giving out 100 people the same idea, and
Hmm.
only one, I would say 1 to 2% are actually implementing on
Hmm.
that idea.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
I've sat in
agreed.
rooms and heard people say, "Oh, that was my idea." I remember you talking about that 10 years ago. Did you implement?
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
figure out how to do it. Okay. Did you email somebody? Did we have a conversation with somebody about how they did it? Is
Yeah.
they in a similar industry? Did we read a book
Yeah.
about it?
Yeah.
Like what did we do? You just
Yeah.
sat on the couch saying in between on commercial breaks saying, "Man, I really wish
Hmm.
I could figure out how to do that." I think
Yeah.
if you listen to I think I need to go back and listen to Jay Abraham, but I promised I was gonna stay on Daniel Priestley this year. But
Hmm.
um, Jay Abraham is really good about talking about creating something from nothing. Like
Yes.
by,
Oh
ma-
yeah.
by making phone calls and talking to
Hmm.
people and what you're willing to
Hmm.
do, and you don't know
Hmm.
what somebody is willing to do until you
Hmm.
talk to them and say. And so you might have an idea that they might have the factory for, and they've
Yeah.
been waiting to have a new product in their factory.
Yeah,
Another marketing company is trying to make their mark, and they need to figure out how to do a case study that they might be able to use you for a case study for. And so, okay, now we can go back to Daniel. Y'all know he my baby daddy for the year, my virtual baby daddy and coach for the year, Daniel Priestley. But one of the challenges he has is at the beginning, make 3 phone calls. Make 3 phone calls about whatever your idea is. Just start talking to people and see what they say. And see what they say. But if you're operating in fear, but if I tell them, then they're going to take my idea and run with it. Then how are you ever going to get help that you need to implement your idea? So that's it. Okay, I think okay, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna let you talk. And then at the end of our thing, it was what's holding you back, overcoming fear, something, and perfectionism. And so I want to make sure doubt. Perfectionism. Okay, I want to make sure we tackle that doubt part, and I want to make sure we just jump on for perfectionism. Okay, but you need to talk about next.
So let's go. So I think clarity we could talk about all day. Get clear. Have the right conversations. Know what you want. Stop denying what you know you want.
Right.
But let's talk about that doubt. For me, the doubt is the unbelief. That's where the doubt comes from. And I think that unbelief originates in experiences that you may have had in life that makes you not believe, or things you were told, the programming, what you can and cannot do. We were told more of what we cannot do and what we have to do instead of what we can do. Even when it comes to, there was a time when college was the thing to do, was the next step to success. And absolutely it was. And there was an era for that, right? But, no one was ever really teaching us about entrepreneurship. That college could catapult you into entrepreneurship.
Right.
And your corporate job, can catapult you into entrepreneurship. It's just, gathering skills along the way, gathering skills along the evolution. And whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's entrepreneurship, corporation, whatever it is. But I think there's the programming from, the time that we were children. It was just a lot of unbelief in there. So if no one was there to teach you more of what you can do instead of what you can't do, you have a lot of unbelief. And that means you have to do a lot of at the seasoned age of 40 and 50. You have to do a lot of reprogramming. You have to do a lot of unlearning. And I think that because of you following the path that your parents told you or that society told you to follow, there's a lot of pride that rides with that, right? I have my degree. I've done this for 20 years and, this, that, and the other. And I'm the best and I'm this and I'm that. But, what about the potential of what you can do from here? Why aren't you where you really want to be? Why aren't you fulfilling the dream? And listen, this is business and personal. Why aren't you living the life you truly want to live?
Yes.
And it's funny, I'm going to bring up one little off topic, but I think it's significant to just who you are as a being. I've been listening to a lot of Kabbalah work, and I definitely am not about to get in that because I don't have enough information. But in a nutshell, it's basically seeing everything through God's eyes. Because God sees everyone as healed. God sees everyone as perfect, everyone as good, right? But we're the ones programming, doing a lot of judging, right? And that is what holds a lot of people back in their beliefs, because you made judgment on your situation, because this happened to you, that happened to you, or that person did that to you, and that person did that to them, you're holding so much judgment, which comes back as unbelief. So you're not showing up for yourself or the people. And if we're all connected as one,
Yeah.
you have no real position to judge anyone.
Right. And I really,
And
if
you
you could,
don't judge yourself. You're
that's
just
what I was gonna
judging
say.
yourself first.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so let me tell y'all how this shows up, because I want you to know this shows up
Mhm,
simply as you are looking for a new job, and you look at the job and say, "Oh no, I don't have the qualifications, so I'm not going to apply." "Oh, I really like it, but I'm not going
mhm,
to apply." They wouldn't. Or
mhm,
you having a conversation with somebody, you know what? But I'm too small. They wouldn't want to talk to me, so I'm not gonna talk to them. I'm not gonna apply. I'm not gonna try. And so, if you could just remember, don't discount yourself. Let them
yeah,
discount you and count you
yeah,
out, but
yeah,
don't do
yeah,
that to yourself.
yeah,
And you
yeah,
at least
yeah,
got to try. And I really want you guys to feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear
yeah.
and do it anyway.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
make a plan. Don't take 15 years to make the plan. Like, make a plan, talk to
mhm,
somebody, read a book or two, and then make a plan and execute, and know that you're going to have doubt. When you haven't done
mhm.
anything, when you haven't done something before, yeah, you're going to have a doubt. And so let's just take
Yeah.
driving a car, okay? Because most people can identify. You remember when you drove the car the first time, like it was scary,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
you didn't know, and you had to, but you had to learn. And
Yeah.
now, usually, after like 2 years driving the car, most people feel like they're pros,
Yeah.
because they do it and keep doing it. But it's the doing it that drives the doubt away. It was the
Mhm.
doing it
Yeah.
that drove the doubt away. And so I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people, it seems as if they're like, if I don't doubt, if I'm not scared, then I'll start.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work like that. You gotta
Mhm. Mhm.
start. You
Yeah.
gotta start scared. You gotta start
Yeah.
in doubt. You gotta start knowing how to do, not knowing
Yeah.
how to do it. You gotta start being willing to fail. And y'all, failure is part of the process.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
somebody within the sound of my voice to write that on your wall. Failure is
Yeah.
part of the process, because you keep
Yeah.
being scared to fail, not understanding that failure is part of the process.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so it's been a while since I read these books, but there's a couple of books out there that talks about the inventions that were completely failures that have
Right.
been a success in another way. The
Yeah.
biggest one, because y'all know I'm a sex therapist, that comes up for me is Viagra. Viagra was supposed to be a heart medication. It failed as
Yeah.
a heart
Yeah.
medication.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now it has
Yeah.
got this whole new life. And
Yeah.
so not only is failure is in the process to success,
Mhm.
you don't know where that failure is going to take you, because it might take you on a
Mhm.
whole new thing in a whole
Mhm.
direction, and could be one of the
Yeah.
biggest blessings for your life.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
embrace
Mhm.
that doubt. I,
Mhm.
like, I don't know. I'm almost like a scared little kid. Like, sit down, I got you. It's okay. We still got to do this.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah. Like
I
it's just emotion.
Right.
They're just emotions, and but people let it stop them, like fear, doubt, um, concerned about how people feel about you. Those are just emotions. Like if you get on
Right.
it, if you move through and get on the other side of it, you realize first of all, nobody was really paying attention to you.
Say
Second
that.
of all, whatever you're scared of probably was never gonna happen.
Right.
Probably never happened, but your programming from where you came from probably had you in fear and doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So you're over here out what could happen,
Right.
what could not happen. You're operating in that more than you are what happens if I keep going and I push through onto the other side, the motivation and the confidence. That's why it was so important to me when I get an idea for someone to pull it together for them so that they can just read it and see it, because I've seen
Yeah.
them light up in front of my eyes to
Yeah.
take their idea and just hand it to them. Let me take all that scramble
Right.
out of your head, and I'm gonna just hand it to you so you can see. Now let's go to your team and go to your people who you know have your
Mm-hmm.
back and execute it. I'll do what I can, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not my expertise. But here's your
Mm-hmm.
package, and you know we have to find ways to help each other move through the doubt and the fear.
Yeah.
You know, if you have that gift to help someone through that, and it's inch by inch. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we're gonna move through this today. That's fine. All right, we moved through that. Good job. Like you said, it was
Right.
good. Good job. You did. Look what you did. Look at the results.
Yeah.
All right, so tomorrow let's do this.
Right.
Look what happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just everything
Yes,
for us as a collective to be
it
here
is.
for each other
It is.
in
Stacey
our gift.
Stacey Abrams has a speech she does about teaching your kids to fail, like that failure
Mm.
is okay, and because it's such a
Mhm.
huge lesson that you need for life.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so I have to somehow we got to get her one day so she can really talk on that because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard somebody else tell me that she talked about it and that it was such a moving speech. So
Mm.
we're gonna have to get her one day to talk about that. All right,
Yeah, for sure.
perfectionism. What do you want to say
Ooh,
about that?
heal yourself. You
Mm.
know, the perfectionism, I think bottom line, it comes from the unbelief. It comes from the doubt and the fear. You're trying to be perfect and because you're in fear of it never being enough
Right.
and it never being right,
Mm-hmm.
right? And, you know, I've seen some, myself included, you know, so many people who won't pull the trigger because of perfection.
Yeah.
Been sitting, I mean, you know, I've been got a 10-year project I've been working on and trying to perfect it, you know. And it's like, really, girl, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and the funny thing, and there is a lot of pressure out here. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
But the pressure is what you make it and allow it to be in your life. I mean, you have to realize there is only one you. No one can do whatever it is that you do like you do it. So the perfect
Right.
way is how you do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not you doing it try like everybody else
Yeah.
does it. You
Yeah.
know, so that perfectionism it also derives from imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You know, I often talk about the imposter syndrome. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that shows up in so many ways. And perfectionism is absolutely a way that it shows up.
Yeah.
So let yourself be who you are, be authentic,
Yeah.
you know, and love on yourself, you know, and just show up in who you really truly are. Because
Yeah.
that perfectionism shows up in, you know, how you style yourself. It's a lot of women, oh, I didn't gain too much weight. Oh, my hair ain't together. Oh, you know what? That's how the people want to see you. They want
Mm-hmm.
to see you where you are right now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that gives you
Yeah.
some accountability. If you have a goal,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a goal and you want to look better, now you got another level of accountability
And I
with the
think
community.
so when you show up as your authentic self, I think a couple of things happen. One, you are breaking through something yourself.
Yourself.
You it's like you're
Exactly.
breaking through this glass wall on yourself that it's okay to be
Hmm.
me.
Hmm.
I think two, it endears people to you because
Hmm.
they like,
Hmm.
oh girl, she did it and she was looking like that, so I know I can do it.
Yeah.
Like, or
Yeah.
I remember when when she used to be this and she used to look like that, and look how
Hmm.
far she's
Hmm.
come.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
it makes you real and it endears people to you. And I think
Hmm.
the other thing, and this is a bigger conversation that we go, let's see if we can get it done. Um,
Hmm.
is I want you guys to reframe from I need to show up perfect to I need to show up with just enough and let everybody help me perfect to the
Hmm.
end.
Hmm. Along the
So if
way.
you show up with 60, 70, 80% done and you let everybody else's feedback
Hmm.
get you or your product to the finish line, your
Yeah.
product and you are going to be so much better for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if it's a service, and you like, okay, this is the way I'm thinking it should go,
Hmm.
and then you get it 80, 70, 80% done, because it's always that last 20, 10%, which is the hardest to complete. If you
Hmm.
go ahead and
Hmm.
put it out in the marketplaces, all right, y'all, this is the beta, this is the beta,
Hmm.
this is how it's coming out to you guys, it's unfinished, what's missing, what needs to be finished, what needs to be done, and get that feedback. I think that'll cut that perfectionism off for you guys. I think it'll chop it off at the legs. And so if you guys have something right now that you've been working on, you're trying to get perfect, whether it's a book, whether it's a speech, whether it's a actual product, whether it's a new service, let's just try to get it 80% done, 75 for some of y'all, 70 for some of y'all. Let's just get it done and let the marketplace tell you what's missing for you to finish it. Because I think that will reinvigorate you on what needs to. And so even as a book, hey y'all, I got this book idea. This is what I'm saying. Who wanna go ahead and read it for me and tell me what's missing? What doesn't it have? Where do I need another case study at or another story in there at, and put it out there? And so I'm gonna challenge you guys, anybody who has something that's like 80% complete, get it out. Get it out. Don't try to get it perfect. Get it out. And so y'all will hear me say, because I feel like I say it all the time, do it now, do it better later.
Yeah.
Do it now, do it better later.
And I always write that now.
Do it now, do it better later. Because there's something that happens when you get it done. You get more clarity. You break through something. Like you just break through something. And I think, okay, so let me get serious. Yeah, there is something. I don't know if it's in our psyche. I don't know if it's just the universe and how it works, but there is something that does feel like it gets broken when you do something for the first time. And it might just be you having integrity with you. But now that you know you can do something, then you're more apt to do it and keep doing it. So sometimes y'all just got to do it just so it can be done. So now that you know that you can do it. So if anybody has an old book that's sitting on their hard drive, their cloud that they didn't publish yet because it didn't get done, put it out there just so you have a book out there, and then the next one can be better. And so it's something that you will break through in doing it. It's almost equivalent to y'all when they said the man broke the 4-minute mile. And so I think everybody's heard that story. If you've read any self-help book in your life, you've probably read the man who broke the 4-minute mile. Once he broke the 4-minute mile, that all these other people were able to break it. And in everybody's mind, it was this unbreakable thing. But then when he broke it, then all these other people started breaking the 4-minute mile. And so we have to do that for ourselves. Like there's something in us that somehow feels like we can't do things, but when we do it, oh, it's done. Okay, I can do it again. When you have an event and you've never had an event before, oh, okay, I did that event. I can do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, if I did that event and I had 20 people there, now I can have an event that has 200 people there. Like, but just have that one event. Like have it. Like do the thing. Do the thing. And even if you have an event and one person shows up, 2 people show up. Like it's okay because now you've had an event. Like you've learned something, you've done something. So I just want to implore you guys to do it now and do it better later. Like there's so much power in the doing. So I almost want to go Christian on y'all. There is an anointing. There's an anointing in the doing when you step into the thing. Just do it. So just do it. And if you need to, I don't know what you need to do. Do you need to like pep yourself up every day? Do you need to download this recording of Sharice and I and listen to it every morning? Do you need to, I don't know, repeat whatever you need to repeat, whatever poem, quote, or something until you get into the point of like, I've got to do it. I've got to execute. I've got to do it. I've got to execute. If I don't do nothing, I got to do this. If I don't do nothing, I got to do this. Okay. All right. I digress. Sharice, in the last 3 minutes, what you want the people to know?
I want you to understand, if nothing else, get clear. I think that was the message for the day. And if you are not clear, you need to contact us or get with the executioner in your community.
Wow.
clarity is everything.
Yeah.
And I've been with some clarity coaches that don't know what clarity is.
Mm,
And, so be aware, like you just really, it's just drilling down
hmm.
what it is that you really want and how to do it.
Right.
That's what it is. And what is
Yeah.
and getting real about what you want,
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
yeah, it's not surface. It's so simple. Sometimes it's hard to get it out. That's why you have to get with someone that knows how
Yeah.
to drill it down for you, and will take authority over the
Mm,
situation for you and with you and help you
mm.
bring it out. You can't go telling somebody what you want and you're not clear. You need
Right.
someone to help you pull it out, right? Especially, and I'm always talking to and about my alpha women who try to control everything.
Mm.
But you're trying to control everything and you're not happy in your personal and your business life. So that's why you need help. You know, you need the right coaches in your life. You need the right mentors, the right people, the right collaborators, business partners. You need the people who are going to hold you accountable and bring out the best in you.
Mhm. That's really good. That's really good. All right. I don't have anything else to say. I don't have not one other thing. And
All
so
right.
I
Together,
will
together.
end with our producer thoughts in my head of this is Natalie Elliott and Sharice B, and this has been the Together podcast. If you like what you heard today, please like us, subscribe to us, and even put a reminder so when we release new content, you guys make sure you get it. And so we are here going strong and together we will come together to get together just for you. All right, people,
Yes.
have a
All
great day.
right.
All right,
Next
bye.
Tuesday.
Audio Jungle.